Hello, Snake here with another figure review. This time we have got the Transformers Prime Robots in Disguise Voyager BulkHead. Woo. Yeah, I've gone over in my previous video about the first edition of BulkHead, how I feel about the character. He's like my favourite character in the series. And this figure, it's kind of catch-22. It's actually a really good figure. It's a good Transformer. It's a good figure, but there is a better version of BulkHead out there. Try that again. There is a better version of BulkHead out there. Ta-da! This is the first edition BulkHead, and in my opinion, definitely the best version of BulkHead from the Transformers Prime series. So yeah, if you had to get any of these and you can afford it, definitely get this one. But having said that, this is actually a really good figure, and he's got a lot of perks, unfortunately a lot of downfalls as well. So as you can see, he's in his weaponized mode, where he has this kind of side battering ram thing, and he's also got his weaponizer gimmick. I hate these things. Anyway, you pull this handle here, there's a little bit of lever. It kind of looks like it's supposed to be part of a car, but it just kind of, I'm trying my autofocus. Yeah, I didn't think it was gonna. Yeah, it kind of looks like it's supposed to be part of a car, but it doesn't really look like any part of his car. I'd say best it's probably like supposed to be the headlights and the bumper, but it just fails quite epically. Anyway, moving on to the gimmick, because I'm a big fan of gimmicks. You pull this down from the other side so we can get all angles. You pull this down, yeah. As the gimmicks go, it's not terrible. It's probably the best I've seen, because like as you saw, you bring it down, it does do the whole light up, which doesn't work at all, but it does spin at the same time, which is pretty cool, and it's kind of free flowing. But you can't lock it into place, and it's supposed to be a battering ram, but you can't really hit anything with it. So the only way you can really do it is if you have it to the side and skid into something or come past something. I don't know. I don't like these. I think they're a pile of poop. This is a separate weapon, because BulkHead always uses a hammer. Hang about. There's another Transformer that uses a hammer. What Transformer uses a hammer, maybe? Anyway, as you saw, it went on the side of the weaponizer, or you can undo this peg here and you can put it in there. And it actually doesn't look terrible. Oh, let's come down. It doesn't look terrible at all. The funny thing is, on camera it looks like they're holes and it looks like it's a missile launcher, but they're actually like spikes. So yeah, but you can then put the gimmick piece of rubbish on top of that to make it even bigger, or you can make it longer. This is probably the best way to do it. Looks ridiculous, but at least now you can hit something with it. You can ram something finally. Yeah, what I'm going to do is take the ball off, put a peg in it, and then use it as a second wrecking ball for this guy. But like I said, you've got the battering ram, which looks okay. You kind of, again, you have to like skid it out if you want it to actually play with it, and so it can hit something, or I don't know, I don't play with these things. But that's his accessories. The vehicle itself actually does look pretty good. It's quite a nice representation. If I do some side-by-side comparisons, as you can see, I can fix that, put a bit of glue in it, and it's now holding. Not that part, that just does not want to go down, so sod it. Anyway, yeah, it's a pretty good representation. You can see the size difference in it quite clearly. They've got pretty much the same paint scheme, except this has got the silver window and see-through windows, whereas this one's are both green. The front, this is quite funny, this one has silver headlights and like a browny kind of grey on the grille. This has silver grille and browny headlights, so it's quite funny. And the roof rack, this roof rack goes all the way to here. This one kind of only goes to here, and this part of it's not painted, whereas this one is. And then you have these two transparent bits. I'm not a fan of these. I don't like them. I think they look ugly. So yeah. The other fun things about this one is if you push this bit down, you can have a BulkHead on your car. so that's a bit funny looking. It looks a bit weird, but you know, you could do the same thing with this one, but you have to kind of do the transformation. And I can't get my finger in there. I'm not going to bother, but you could do it if you really wanted to have BulkHead's head on the vehicle, but we will come over that later. So yeah, you know, it's got some nice circuitry in the window, so that's pretty cool. Like I said, some paint at the back. The rear views, this one's got a bit more paint apps, this one just basically has the lights, but the lights are actually better painted on this one, so it's kind of weird. The bumper's almost identical, apart from this one's bigger. You know, it is what it is. It's a good looking Transformer, and like I said, if I do that, you can see, hopefully if I can focus, the size difference in them. This one's definitely taller or longer and wider, and well, taller. You can see that quite clearly. So this one is definitely my favourite, and I would pick this one up. But having said that, like I said, if you can only find this one, then get it. This guy I actually picked up from my local store, so they've released these, all the actual Voyager robots and skies have actually come over in the UK, so that's pretty cool. There's this little robot kibble. So let's yeah, I don't really know else where to go. There's nothing else to really say about the vehicle mode. It's an acceptable vehicle mode for BulkHead. So let's move on to transformation. Now, this guy has kind of a similar transformation to this guy, just not as complex. So to start, we will untab the rims. Not the rims, the I can't even think what they're called. These parts, yeah, see that from there. Now they're just tabbed under, so you should just be able to pull them down. Then you have to lever them. If you want to put a bit of pressure there, that'd be good. Fold this flap all the way over, gets that out of the way, and then bring these down a bit. Now this black part here, it actually accordions from this point here. So this part here is going to come towards you. So if I show you, if I pull the legs down, and you see the black part is accordioning forward like that. Okay, you then want to rotate the legs at the top of the thigh here, so rotate them around, do that on both sides. They have to go out because obviously this part of armour. And then you want to bring this grey part here, which is tabbed in just here, forward to there, and then these parts here, they just pivot. It's kind of hard because they're quite thin, they kind of pivot on the wheel axis. They come all the way down, and then these two little pegs will clip into there. I didn't really show on that, I want to show this one. Grey part down. They kind of lock into place, but I have no idea where they lock into place. I can't see. But see these little pegs here? They go into these little grooves just here, kinda. They don't go perfectly, but they go enough for it to hold. So, and they hold the feet quite nice. And I've got to say, I actually do really prefer the legs on this BulkHead. I think they look so much more show accurate compared to that one, and I will do a comparison. Speaking of comparisons, I forgot to do the vehicle comparison. I will do that in the after, so I do apologise. Okay, then you want to untab. This door is actually tabbed in here, so you want to pull it out from there, and then it's also kind of tabbed up here. No, it isn't, my bad, sorry. It's tabbed in here. There's one peg going straight into the back of this. See, like that? Now, this kind of catch-22, well, not catch-22, it's weird. This one is quite loose, but this one's quite hard. That's why I've not put that one in, because it's very hard to get out. I'm a bit worried about actually fracturing it. Right, these just hinge straight up on this point here. Now, up to bottom, has said that these are very loose, and they kept popping off on his review, but I've had no problems with them whatsoever. So I guess that's a quality control thing. So this one, same thing. Unclip, hinge that up there. Okay. Now bring the bonnet all the way down and bring, as you saw, the headlights and bumper goes forward. This peg here will go into there, I believe. No, I was wrong, way up there. It's hard to see with all this black stuff. And that just kind of flops there. It doesn't actually clip in, but it holds it quite nicely. And these are on just like friction pegs. There's no bar going through anything, and I've actually popped this off at the headlight, so just bear that in mind, okay? You then want to unpeg the doors from the top here. They just come down. Now they're actually on a ball which goes down into there, so they come down, up, and then close like that. So down, up, forward, and you hear that little kind of clip, and get them like that. After you've done that, you then grab these parts, just this little panel here. This comes straight down a bit, just to loosen it. You want to bring it out, then you want to rotate it, and and then bring it up. So it's like that, it's out of the way. Same on this side. Out, rotate, up. Excuse me. They want to grab the arms and extend them. You're going to rotate on this point here, but you're going to accordion them down. So as you can see, I'm straightening them. Separate them at the gauntlets. So there's a peg. See that? Goes in there. And then bring them all the way around. They're going to pivot on this point here. Almost there, guys. You then want to grab this whole back assembly and just bring it straight down. Now this part here does clear that perfectly fine, but you have to bring the head out before you can get it to go all the way. So bring the head out, bring it down, and that's just going to peg, where is it, this part here, pegs into his bum. Well, just above his bum, I guess. There you go. Couldn't see the peg there. And then finally, straighten hands out, straighten hands out. You can rotate these around if you really wish, you don't really need to. Depends how you want to pose them. And then you just want to open these out. So open the green parts out. It's actually attached to the black part, so the green part's just a flap. And then just bring them over the arms. Just line everything up, get him to stand up straight. And there we have BulkHead in his robot mode. And well, can I say, I think that's actually a pretty good representation. I think it looks really, really nice. Now, what I'm going to do is put him to there, and I'm just going to pause it and transform this guy. So, in just back in a flash, ta-da! And do it back. As you can see, BulkHead and BulkHead. You see why emphasis on the bulk. This one is just absolutely massive in comparison. And that's why he's my favourite Transformer. But well, this is one of my favourite Transformers figures. But having said that, if you look at the legs, these ones are a hell of a lot more show accurate than these ones. And I've already tinkered around and I've taken them all apart, tried to see if there's a way of fitting them onto there. And I think there may be a slight way. I don't know if I'm going to keep the transformation, and I need to do a lot of cutting and trimming. And I don't really want to do it because it's, you know, so expensive and quite rare now. So I haven't decided if I want to shed some tears and actually go for it, or if I'm just going to leave it the way they are. But I don't generally buy multiples of the same version of the character. But the reason I got this because I've had a couple of ideas for this guy. So I figured I'd do a review of him first, and then we'll go around and customization. So anyway, there you have him with the first edition BulkHead. So if I put him to one side, as far back as I can take him. Here he is with the first edition's Prime. Here he is with a Viacon, with Wheeljack, and then finally, who I'm going to be doing a review on later, with, I need to get Prime out of the way, the Arms Micron Silas Breakdown. And, you know, I actually think this one's in better scale with this breakdown, because I think breakdown's a bit short for this BulkHead. It's supposed to be about the same size, so it's actually pretty good scale with this one. So at least that's a bonus for him. Anyway, that's my little sneaky preview. Let's move these guys out of the way. So the problem bringing all these figures in, you have to spend ages trying to get them out of shot again. So like I said, I'll leave Bulk in there. Just, in my opinion, just the better looking robot is this one. From the waist up. It's only this one's better from the waist down, which is quite funny. Yeah, I don't really know what to say about that. You can see how it supports somewhere. He's leaning back quite a bit actually, and he's supporting his weight fine, so that's pretty cool. Another thing I don't like about this one is he's got these flaps here. If I was going to keep this on a BulkHead, I would actually put a hinge in there so they can fold down. But that's just me. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, there's the back view from both of them. Very hollow legs on this one, and 2 gaping holes on this one, so that's quite funny. I think they've got the exact same hand mould. I'll cover that in a sec. Yeah, I'm just trying to give you an all 360. So yeah, what I noticed on the show, actually I watched it like the other day, is BulkHead's lights are actually in these windows, and if you look carefully you can actually see the lights there, whereas his ones are down there, so that's a bit of a bummer. So bye Bulk, let's focus on this one. So like I said, he's got some quite nice sculpting, and he's got light piping and painted eyes. Again, exact same thing. BulkHead, that first edition has the same thing. You can see he's got a hole for light piping, and if I bring my torch in, and you can see that's kind of, nope, it's not any glow to the lights whatsoever. That's pretty cool. Spark chamber. Yeah, they're painted on for some reason. A pretty cool bit of articulation. He can actually has a hinged jaw, so I don't know how I can show that. So you can bring his jaw all the way up to there. It's quite hard to do actually, because it's such a hard thing to get hold of, but you can see it's moving quite easily. There we go. And while I'm on that, let's do articulation. The head is actually on a ball this time, so you get some rock in it, whereas the first edition was just on a cut. So full 360 around. Yep, full 360 around. Only up to that much, down to that much. The jaw kind of gets in the way. Shoulders are on a hinge here, so you kind of have a butterfly joint, so you can go back to there, forward to there, and these are on a separate piece, so they're floating. Which I'm not a fan of. I actually really prefer how they've incorporated them actually onto the design of that one. But they can rotate full 360 degree around if you can just avoid the shoulder pad. They can go straight out to there, and you have a bicep cut, which I'm trying to grab hold of. So full 360 there. He has a double elbow, which is pretty funky due to transformation, so you can bend his arm like right up to there, so that's pretty cool. Then he has a glove cut, so you can rotate it round to there, to there. It won't go any further. That's quite interesting. I'm not stopping it. I guess that part. Very hollow. I'm guessing that's due to the Mech Tech gimmick. No, it's not really working at all. Then hands are on a hinge, so from there to there. Like I said, I believe these are the same sculpt as them ones. I'm not even sure if they're resized. They look about the same. Let's have a look. Nothing in the torso, nothing in the waist, and then you have T-cut hips, so awesome. Spartan kick of only that. So that's quite limited, and that's leaning back a bit. But split kick of that, so that's pretty cool. You have upper thigh rotation, so you can rotate, well, 180 really. You can't really go, oh, just over 180. And he's got a double, no, he's got a single knee, which is really hard to show because he's such a big character. Single knee just to there, and then there's nothing else on the foot because it's all locked into place. You could maybe untransform it a bit to add a bit of articulation, but I don't think you'd be able to, because these side parts will not go further than where they are. So you can maybe point his toe a bit if you did that, but that just looks a bit weird. So in my opinion, there's nothing, no other articulation. Excuse me. Right, standing. Okay, he's got these, like I said earlier, so yeah, he can hold the hammer, so you can maybe has it gun, or you can put it on his gauntlet there, and that actually looks pretty cool. That kind of looks like it's come out. So maybe you could have it as like a rocket launcher instead of his usual blaster. You can't do his blasters on this one, because with this one you could fold his hands in like that, and they kinda look a bit like how his blasters look on the show, just a bit small. This one, that's as far down as you go, so you can't actually do that, which is a shame. A slight customization I reckon you'd be able to. You just have to trim away, you probably just have to trim away about that much. You might have to go all up to the groove actually. I don't know if I'm going to do it. Excuse me. I just don't want to come out. There we go. You can also put his this awesome bit of, yeah. So you can have his wrecking ball outside his arm instead of on his arm, or you can hold it. You guys can tell by the sound of my voice how much I love these, yeah. So yeah, that looks awesome. And final place you can put it is, he has this peg on his back where you can actually put it on, so if you want it to go straight down, but this actually hinges on here and you can bring it forward to there, so you can then have the ball. I've lost the peg, there it is, and I kind of got to hold it, peg it. This is really hard to do on camera, yeah. And then you can have, if I lean him forward quite a bit, yeah, you can have a spinning ball on your head, which is going down because you have to pull down on it for it to work. And funny enough, when you pull down a hinge, it likes to collapse. So yeah. See, what I heard in on the intraweb is that the reason these guys, they did this in the Dark of the Moon figures when they first started introducing these things, was the reason that the figures are going smaller is so we can get this junk of heaping ugly mess, which is just horrible. And I absolutely hate it, and I think that he could just be happy with just a wrecking ball, get rid of the stupid light up gimmick which doesn't work, and the hinge thing which you can never hold in place, so you have to constantly hold it like that, or you have it like that, which means it's not really a weapon, it's just a junk of hibble. I'd be much happier with just a ball and a bigger figure. You tell me, what do you think? I hate these. I think they are just a waste of money. I could be wrong. I mean, you guys could absolutely love them, but I think they're just a waste. I'm never ever going to use this. In fact, I normally dismantle them and take parts off from I want and then bin the rest. This is okay, but I'm not going to give it to him. I'm going to give it to Breakdown if I can figure a way to attach it, because the way his hand works, it don't. But I'll show you that in my Breakdown review. Anyway, my bulb gone. Oh, it just looked really dark for me then. It looks really dark for some reason over here, I don't know why. Anyway, yeah, I'm not sure what else I can really say. Like I said, if you had to choose between two, I'd definitely get that. If you can only get this guy, then he is an acceptable bulkhead. There is just a better one of him. So, and he too suffers from the very, very hollow inside. My torch is like useless. You can see. Why is this like so much light? Just one sec. Okay, that was weird. Right, yeah. It's like I said, if you can only get this guy, then he's perfectly acceptable for your bulkhead, for your Transformers collection. And he's still a bulky figure. Just if you can try, get that guy. Right, anyway, so let's change him back and do a vehicle comparison, because I totally forgot to do that. So sorry about that, guys. So to change him back, what you need to do is lift these flaps up, fold them in, and then just keep them out of the way. Same on this side, lift it up, fold it in, keep it out of the way. Okay, bring up the back bumper and bring it all the way up to, oh, you've got to get these forward a bit, sorry, you have to kind of angle them forward a bit because they kind of catch on these bits as you lift it up. Lift that up, put his head away, bye bulky, head away. Okay, bring the arms back, but first you need to line them upright, and I've completely forgotten, so yeah, that's right. Ow. So you want to face the bend in, the gauntlet out, bend the hand in. So do that on the other side. So bend in, gauntlet out, hand in. Bring these back together, pivot on this point here, keeping them flush, and then you want to peg them two bits together there. Line it all up, then accordion it up, so bend the elbows and push that all the way up toward there. Okay, we can then bring down the shoulder pads. They're on a ball, like just there, so you want to bring them, rotate them, and then you want to tuck them just up in there. So they just want to go in there. Same on the side, bring it down, rotate it around, just tuck it up there. They don't actually like really peg in, but because these are very tight, they hold really nicely, and then they sit on top of that when it's folded down. Then I want to grab the doors, open. Remember I said they're on a ball there, so I want to bring them back, and they kind of have to go, this part has to go in that groove there, and then these two little pegs go up there, so like that. There you go, just that. Bring these down, Now you want to hold on to this part and peg that part into there, and then you want to push this part into there. Peg that in, this part into there, and peg that part into there. That doesn't want to hold, but okay, it's my one. Bring the boot up and peg it from there. That bit there is in there. Just get that up out of the way. Oh, there's a second. Didn't even notice that. There's a second peg just there. You have to push that. That part goes under the door. And there you go. Now they're holding flush. Okay. Now you want to unclip the toes. So pull these apart and lift them up a little bit. Push down the heel, and that will tab onto there. Lift the toes up to the knee, and they kind of. I really don't know where they tab in. I can't see anything. Oh well. Right, so like I said, pull apart, lift up, clip to the toes, and whatever, it works. Rotate these around so they're facing outwards. Rotate them around. Then you want to accordion this part. This black bit will go into there, and these will go up. So like that. And then like that. Once you've done all that, bring this down, line all these up, and then just get it all snug in there. Now there's this gaping bit here which kind of just goes in there, so don't worry about it. You just have to really worry about this tooth, this groove going in there. And once you do that, bring down his flap and just tuck it there. It's quite loose, so wear that, be wary of that, but it does hold there quite nice, you see. Not going anywhere. And then we have BulkHead back in his vehicle mode. So yeah, like I said, a few size comparisons. Here I've got with a Vehicle. You can see he towers him quite nicely. Here I have him with Bumblebee, for Robertson Skies edition. And then finally his partner in crime, Wheeljack. So yeah. Like I said, guys, a very cool transformation. Very cool. It's a nice easy transformation. It's a good looking transformer. There is a better edition, so but if not, be more than happy with this guy. He's a good transformer, and quite cheap as well now, with the series like ended and with these figures like in the millions. I picked this guy up for, I think it was £12 from my local shop, so that's pretty cheap, because when they came out they were like £22, I think, so that's like almost half price. So that's pretty cool. I'm going to get another one because I've got 2 ideas for this guy, and if I can figure out how to get these bad boys onto him, I will show you, and hopefully it won't be too devastating on my bulky, poor bulky. Anyway, enough creepy talk, and yeah, thanks a lot for watching. As per usual, leave a comments below, please subscribe, and I will catch you guys later. Bye bye.